Laid out across half a dozen large sheds, the East Coast Museum of Technology is a wonderful trip into a forgotten world. Think analogue, not digital. Old age, not space age. Enthuses, a Lonely Planet travel guide about the East Coast Museum of Technology, otherwise known as ECMoT. About 6 kilometres west of the town centre, this improbable medley of farm equipment, fire engines and sundry appliances has found an appropriate home in an old milking shed and surrounding outhouses, says the entry in the Backpacker's Bible. In some ways, though, the 52-year-old museum is home to the improbable medley time forgot. It is an elephant's graveyard of ancient bicycles, lamps, scales, telephone switchboards, fridges, stoves, irons, televisions, radiograms, pinball games, washing machines, vacuum cleaners and irons. It is East Coast Gothic, says a 2011 Gisborne Herald Weekender story about an ECMoT project. Run by a dedicated group of volunteers, the non-profit organisation needs volunteers and funding for the earthquake strengthening to carry on its legacy, which are artefacts from an earlier time, into the future. We need a mix of volunteers and friends of ECMoT and those who could dedicate time to restore things and curate items, says volunteer Elise Miller. I decided to dedicate my time after I moved back from Australia because this place needed a revamp.
None of us are paid. None of us are paid out here to hold the doors open for the community to come and visit us. So what you say is a volunteer when you get greeted on the door. We have collections from past, present and future, and that need to be carried on. And without these volunteers and without the likes of myself and the people behind the scenes, that you guys wouldn't be able to walk through these doors.
The museum is also working on its branding and focus, says Elise. The ECMoT committee wants the huge collection to be curated and to have more flow to create a more user-friendly environment. ECMoT is home to a range of collections, from the domestic bliss items and private collections of military items to fire engines. We have trains, we have old cars, old farming machinery and old buildings like the Ruatoria jail. We get a lot of people coming through the door and that is what keeps us open, but it's not enough to fund the upgrades on the building, nor the earthquake strengthening, she says. ECMoT needs more people and more visionaries to help keep the dream alive, she says. A little or a lot goes a long way. We need to find these passionate people and businesses who can donate their time to the museum, she says. We need volunteers who can donate their time or funds behind the scenes and to the place when and where they see fit for the youth of today and tomorrow. It's about the past, present and future, and a way of giving back, she says. It's for our people. It's for all. I've been around the world and a lot of it is on our back step and we don't realise it. On site too are the Amateur Radio Club and the Model Railway Club, who operate from their club rooms on the museum grounds on Saturdays. The museum is happy to accommodate clubs with similar interests and goals, says Elise. As a non-profit organisation, ECMoT welcomes volunteers and urges anyone interested in the work to get in touch. I first came out here 1.5 to 2 years ago when I moved back, says Elise. Before that, I used to drive past it.